Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is an exciting video. We are going to be doing a 2 looks, 1 palette using the Nomad. Féte De Provence is the way I'm going to say it. I'm probably wrong, but that is absolutely fine with me. That's what it looks like there. It's a beautiful spring into summer kind of palette, really nice, soft, but goes dark if you wanted to. Just kind of reminds me of a picnic is the kind of vibe I get off this, just picnic vibes. But it's basically inspired by France. It's inspired by eating outside, you know, going for a brunch kind of thing. And yeah, it gives that vibe completely. All the names are French and I can't pronounce a single one of them. Well, I can pronounce rosé. There is a couple I can pronounce, and macarons. I can pronounce that. But a lot of them I can't, so just bear with me on the pronunciation of a lot of them. But I'm very happy with this palette so far. I'm having fun playing with it. It's a fun little palette. I'm really liking Nomad's formula so far. I'm excited. I'm excited to get into my second look as well using this. But I've already done a first impressions if you want to see any of the swatches or anything like that, or my first reaction. And my look in the first impressions was so good. Really good, so go check that out. It should be already up on my channel. Before we get into all the tutorials in this video, my Instagram is linked down below where I'll be posting all the up close eye pictures, full face pictures of all of my looks. I'm backlogged right now, but it just means that there's lots of content coming at you all the time, so go follow that down below, and don't forget to subscribe down below to see many more things coming up. We have more Nomad palettes to come up later on in the year, so go hit subscribe down below for that as well. Okay, so let's not ramble anymore. Let's get into look number 1. Okay, so we're going to get into our first look, and I'm feeling these kind of tones. You can't really see it in this video, but my dress kind of has, you'll see it there, those kind of like reddish kind of tones in it. So I'm kind of feeling this row, basically, this whole row here. Maybe a little bit of this one on the inner corner. But I want to use like these peachy shades, this kind of golden peach, and then this kind of red coral. That's kind of what it looks like to me anyway. So I'm feeling that today. I also, depending on how the look kind of goes, may add in some like water activated liners and do something kind of cool with like dots and things like that. We'll see how it looks though. And I've already got my skin on, my brows on, my eyeshadow primer on, and my contour on, which is all listed down below, but I'll let you know what my contour is towards the end of the look. Okay, so we're going to start off the look by taking a Makeup Geek soft dome brush, which is actually like a fluffy brush, but it's actually kind of like a stiffer soft dome brush. So we're going to start with that, and I'm going to take Calissons. As I said in my first impressions, I'm probably not going to be able to pronounce most of these words, but I can pronounce this one, Calissons. So it's just like a peach, like a medium peach shade. So taking that first, I'm not starting with my darkest shade because I want to build up to that. I usually start with my darkest shade and then blend that out to get a nice kind of colour impact, but with this, I'm going to keep it with this shade first, and then we'll just build the other shade on. That's what I did with the greys in the palette actually, and it worked out really well for me. So this is just going to the outer corner and then all through the crease. And then when there's not much left on the brush, I'm just kind of buffing out the edge. Okay, so once we've got that all nice and blended out, nice and soft, I am going to take a 221S from MAC, and we're going to take Macarons, which is this kind of, it's a red, but not quite red, kind of has a bit of pink, kind of has a bit of orange. It's kind of a coral, it's kind of a dark coral. It's a weird kind of colour, but I really like it. So I'm picking that up on my 221 and just starting that on the outer corner. And we're just going to build this up in the crease, focusing mostly on the outer corner and bringing it the whole way across. I'm not going to do like a cut crease or anything like that, but I do want a nice bit of definition through here. Ooh, that's bright. Ooh. Now obviously if I did it the other way where I started with this shade and then blend out with the peach, this colour would be a lot darker. It's a lot brighter because the peach is kind of there to kind of soften it, brighten it up a little bit, as opposed to the other way would have made it darker and then I would have had to soften it after that. No way is better than the other, it just depends on the look you're going for. Now taking that same macaron shade, I'm going to take a small little brush. This is a Lavender Luxe number 10 brush from BH Cosmetics, just a little pencil brush, and we're going to run that along the lower lash. And I'm starting with this because I do want a nice bit of definition along the lower lash, and this also shows me how dark it will actually go if I just put it onto a freshly primed eye. Because if you don't know, I do prime my lower lash line, as everyone should, because if you're going to put shadows there, why wouldn't you prime it? And it also helps them last longer, stop fading and smudging. Same with liners, same with mascara, helps all that. Then I'm going back in with Calissons, the peach, on the same brush I used for the soft dome brush, but I'm just kind of tapping the very tip of the brush in just to have a bit more control over it. And I'm just going to use that to very lightly soften out the edge. Now this red, I would have preferred it to go darker than this. I don't know, maybe if I use a stickier base, like I do have stickier bases than the one I have on me now. The one I'm using now is the MAC 24-hour eye base, which is like a standard eye primer that I would kind of use. But I do have something like the Beauty Bay eye base or the Kaleidos, what's it called? Kaleidos Tone Activator eye base. Those are a little bit sticky. They're kind of more along the lines of the P. Louise. P. Louise would work as well, probably to give you a stickier base, but P. Louise creases on me. It does not last. For me, P. Louise feels like a concealer, where the other two that I mentioned that are stickier, they actually do last. I will tidy up any bits of fallout that are affecting the under eye. Just on this side I have a little bit more, but yeah, I'm happy with that so far. Okay, so now taking my I swear I'm almost out of my NYX glitter primer, because I want to use this for the shimmer on the lid. And I'm taking that on a 239S brush from MAC, and we're going to pop that on the rest of the lid. This shimmer is lighter, so it's like a really light kind of golden peach sort of shade, which I think would be lovely with these colours, but it will also make these colours look a bit darker because this will be so much lighter. So now I'm going to take Navettes, this one, the kind of peachy sort of shade, like golden peach, kind of has like a peachy base and then this gold sheen through it. I'm picking that up on that same brush. I just wiped off any excess glitter primer. Ooh, that's got coverage. Wow. So this look kind of shows you that each row can be a full look. Like this is a nice complete look because you've got your darkest shade, your medium kind of shade, both mattes that will do all your crease work for you, and then you've got a nice shimmer for the lid, or whatever way you want to do it. If you wanted to do like an all matte eye and then have this on the inner corner, that would be beautiful as well. So I'm just taking a little bit more of the Macarons shade, the darker reddish color. I'm just going around all the edges of that. I don't want any kind of harsh lines, even though sometimes when I do just like this kind of standard eye where I've got my darker crease and my shimmer on the lid, it just automatically do cut crease with it when a shimmer has enough coverage like that. So I just want to sort of soften that down, so it just gives us a nice more blended effect. So for my inner corner, I'm just going to take a little flat brush like this, and we're going to take the shade Flute a Corset, this guy here, which is like a shimmery kind of pink, and it has like a blue kind of sheen to it. It's probably not going to go fully, but it'll give a weird kind of effect. And just going to pop that on this little inner corner. Just adds an extra colour in, adds a little bit more interest to the eye. That's the look done. I'm going to jump off. I'm going to tidy up my under eyes. I'm going to finish off my skin, finish the eyes, do a lip, maybe do my little bit of water activated liner. I'll see if I have one that matches nicely, maybe even just white or something like that. But once I come back, I'll let you know what I use on the rest of my face. Okay guys, so this is how I finish off the look. I did add some of my water activated paints, not paints, liners from Zoeva Beauty to create a few dots and things like that. I just wanted to add something extra to the look as well. So let me go through everything that I used on my face to complete this look. So to finish off the eyes, I used my LA Girl Shockwave Neon Lip Liner. Not eye safe, but I did use it on my eyes because that was my decision. In the shade Outrage, which is just like a neon orange, and I just popped that in the waterline just to add that kind of pop to it. I went in with my NYX Epic Ink Liner pen in black just to give myself a nice wing, just to really add a bit of drama to the look, because it was on the softer side and I wanted a bit more drama. And then I'm on my last legs of this. I think this could be my last go. If not, I'll have another week out of it. My Urban Decay Perversion mascara on my top and bottom lashes, and then my lashes are the So Sue Me lashes in the style Excess. That's what these ones are. So they're just real nice, soft and fluffy, but still nice and dramatic. For the little dots and things like that, I used 3 different colours of the Zoeva Beauty Hydra liners. So I used the white, which is Space Panda. I used the red, which is Cherry Bomb. Mine kind of looks orange because I got too much water in it and I kind of pulled all the orange pigment out of it, but it is more red. It comes out red when I use it. And then I use a neon orange, which is Acid Trip, and this one is UV activated, and I might be going out tonight where there is a ultraviolet light, so I'm excited for that. Onto cheeks then, I used my Laritzy Shade Stick Contour Stick in the shade Aloha, which is their lighter shade. I love this. I'm definitely going to reorder one. Never even heard of Laritzy until I tried this thing, but I will absolutely be repurchasing one of those. For my blusher then, I went in with my Kash Beauty Sculpt Powder Blush in the shade Sundance, which is a metallic, like a shimmer blush, a glowy blush. in that kind of peachy, orangey, corally kind of shade with like a gold sheen. Pop that on. But that wasn't enough for me for a highlight, so I went in with my MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in the shade Show Gold. Mine's in Christmas packaging, but they do sell this all year round. Yeah, because it has a bit more of like a pink to gold sheen, which I think goes with the eyes quite well. Then on to lips, I had this in mind, I just had to get there. So how I got there was another LA Girl Shockwave Neon Lip Liner in the shade Fiery, which was like a pinky red, like a dark pink kind of shade. I lined my lips and filled the whole thing in. Then I went over top with that with the Kaleidos Cloud Lab Lip Clay in the shade Dahlia, which is just like a red. Just like a classic red, but the lip liner under it gives it a little bit more of a pinkiness to it, which I think goes with the tones on the eyes a little bit better. Okay, so that is the look. That's our first look. I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited to see if it does react under UV light. I know it does, but like what it looks like. That is our first look using, well, our second look technically, but the first look in this video using the Féte De Provence. I'm going to say it like that, but I'm probably wrong. I'm really enjoying this palette. It's a really nice palette for this time of year, for spring, summery kind of vibe. I wish this was a little bit darker, but hey ho. I'm very excited. I really want to get into some of the purples and more yellow. The purple and the yellow in this palette really draw me in. They just really do. Okay, so that is it for look number 1. Let's see what we do for look number 2. Okay, let's dive right in to look number 2. I want to play with the purples in this palette. I want to play with the purples and the yellows. So, because they're paired beside each other, they're complementary colours to each other, which means they contrast off each other really nicely. So I think it'll be a good combo, but the only thing is they will not blend into each other. So we need to be strategic about this. So what I'm going to do is going to do a halo with this row, basically. Maybe a little bit of the black, or I call it charcoal. I wouldn't really consider it black. I'm definitely going to use this one, the darker yellow down here. Probably this one on the inner corner. And I don't know, we'll kind of blend a liner into the yellow or something like that. A nice smoky, grungy yellow lower lash is what I'm going for. So that's what we're going to do. My skin is on, my brows are on, and my eyeshadow primer is on, which is all listed down below. And I've also got my cheeks on because I just felt like doing them. So I'll go through that after we finish the eyes and everything like that. And I'm doing the products towards the end. So let's dive right into this look. Okay, so I mostly want this in the crease as like my main shade. So I'm going to start with that, blend out with this, maybe deepen up with a bit of this if I feel like it, and then this on the lid as my halo. So I want this to try to get as deep as I can get it. So I'm going to take a number 7 brush from the Lavender Luxe from BH Cosmetics. We're going to take a little bit of this. As I said before, I'm not going to pronounce all these names because I don't know how to. So we're just going to go with me pointing at the colours being like this one. Picks up quite well on the brush, and we're just going to pop that on the outer corner. Just try to get that on. I'm also going to take some and pop it on the inner corner in here. It initially goes on softer than I thought it was going to. On camera it actually looks quite dark. In real life it's a little bit softer, so I'm definitely probably going to use the black to deepen this up. So I'm just going to slowly build and build and build until I'm happy. Okay, so now we're going to take this softer purple, more of a pastel purple. I'm taking this on an Inglot 6SS, which is just like a giant fluffy brush, really soft fluffy brush. Ooh, that picks up a lot. Hang on a second. Careful with that shade. The pastels in this palette do pick up quite well. So we're just going to take this and start blending out the edges. And this will give us a little bit more of like a violet, because that first purple is more like a murky kind of grayish purple, where this one has more of like a blue tone to it. So it'll purple this up a little bit more, and I'm just blending this all through the crease. I will say the matte formula in this palette is way softer, although they are soft colors, a lot of them, the pastels, but even the darker shades, they're softer than I thought they were going to be. I do wish they were a little bit more like true to color from what's in the pan. Now I haven't used everything from Nomad, that's just from this palette I'm basing this on, so maybe it's different, maybe it's just this is the style of this palette. I do have the Haunted Europe palette, so I will be trying that, and there's a lot of dark strong colors in that, which I'm excited to try. The only upside to that though is that everything blends really easy because it's all quite soft. So I'm just going to go back in with that first darker purple and just re-intensify, just obviously because it is a bit softer than we imagined. I did lose a small little bit of it blending, so I'm just going to re-intensify that. I definitely wouldn't layer these two like the way I did in my first look with the reddish kind of shades, because this darker purple would not show up the way I wanted to. This is much better stuck down on a sticky base. Okay, so before I get into any shimmers, I want to deepen this up a little bit. So we're going to take the black, which is more like a kind of charcoal. Like it's, I don't think they were trying to put a black in this. I think it is just like a charcoal kind of shade. So we're going to take that on the same brush. I just wiped it off a little bit, and you don't need much. This picks up quite a bit on the actual brush. I'm just going to build this right in the deepest pocket of the eye. So just right there. That's it. That's all I'm really doing. Just doing little circular motions. I don't want it to look black. I want it to deepen up that first shade. Oh yeah, that's exactly how I want it to be. Very happy with that now. Okay, so now on to shimmers. We're going to go in with some NYX glitter primer, and I'm only doing one color down the middle. It's just going to be that purple shade. So we're just going to take that on a little brush. This is a Kash Beauty K09 brush, which is just like their flat brush. I'm just going to pop a bit of that all over that middle part and just overlap it just a tiny bit with the dark mattes that we have going on. Okay, so now we're going to take the shimmery purple in here, and the reason why I really want to deepen this shade up and not just use this on its own is because this shade is so strong. You need a bit more depth in the crease and the outer corners, especially if you're doing a halo white in the corners, because it just looks like you put a splotch of colour and then everything is lighter. I don't know, you need more definition in the background to make this stand out a little bit more. So I just wiped off the brush a little bit. It's still a little bit tacky from the glitter primer, but I'm just going to press this over the eye. And this is pretty because it's got like little sparkles, like little flecks of like silver and gold and little bits of pink in there as well. That's beautiful. Really vibrant as well. Way more vibrant than I thought it was going to be. So I just popped it all the way down the middle, and now I'm just overlapping that a little bit with the darker shades. Okay, so now going with the very first purple that we used, just as like a transition between the depth out here and this purple, just on each side of it to give us a nice little blend. So this is going to be a little bit, not weird, I wouldn't say weird, but we're just going to take a bit of brown liner. This is Coffee from MAC, like their eye kohl, just a soft liner. And I'm just going to do a small little line of it. Nothing too thick or anything like that, just a line. This is just to give me a bit of depth right in the root of the lashes. So when I do the yellow, I have enough definition. Nothing too thick or heavy. We want this just to kind of blend out. And then I'm going to blend it first before I put the yellow on. This is just a small little pointed brush. This is a number 7 smoky eye brush, just like a really small little pencil brush. And I'm just softening that out. So now I'm going to take my darker yellow in the palette, like the strong yellow. And I'm taking this on it's called Hey Shorty, the brush from Beauty Bay. So it's like a flat stubby brush. I was testing it out here to see if I wanted it with green, with brown, or with gold, but I actually quite like the brown. I think the brown will give me the most definition that I want for this look, especially with how the top is looking so far. And we're just gonna go to town and start smudging that dark brown out until you're happy. And you can keep adding a bit of dark brown. You can add a bit of the black if you wanted to really give a bit of color to it, but this will be on the neutral side like this for a while until you keep building up that yellow. And as usual, I'm blending mine down quite far because that's how I like mine to look. Okay, I'm happy with that so far. It will come together, you'll see it. Don't worry, it's a trust the process kind of look. So last little step before my SD card runs out of space, I am going to go in with that shimmery yellow, this one here, and we're going to do that on the inner corner. Also, if my under eyes look a little bit dark, it's because I had to wipe away a little bit of fallout from the purple shimmer. So I just kind of wiped it, but I haven't fixed it yet. And this yellow is just going to go in here to give it a little bit of pop. Kind of has like a green blue sort of fleck through it. So this is, I'm just going to do the other eye, and then I'm going to jump off and I'm going to finish off my eyes, cheeks, well, cheeks are done, lips, lashes, and all those kind of things. And then I'll come back and let you know what I use on the rest of my face. Okay guys, so this is how I have finished off the look. I am very happy with how this turned out. I knew I was going to love it once like the liner and lashes and everything. Once it's like more fully complete and framing the eye properly. I really love the poppy yellow underneath. I'm really liking that. So let's go through everything that I used on the rest of my face. So to finish the eyes off, super simple. I actually went in with this guy here. This is the NYX Epic Wear Liner Stick in the shade Graphic Purple, which is like a shimmery purple. Kind of matches this quite perfectly. It's a little bit lighter on the waterline, but like the tone of it matches it really well. So I popped that on the waterline just to kind of tie because we've got the yellow tying in with the purple on top. I tied the purple in with the yellow on bottom. My mascara then is my Urban Decay Perversion mascara, as I have been using, but she's on her last legs. I think today and tomorrow is probably the last 2 days I'm probably going to be using this because I've had it for a while now. She's getting a little bit on the dry side. And then my lashes, new ones, which you will have seen in my Black Friday haul. You would have seen a lot of any new products in my Black Friday haul. These are the Colourpop It's Faux Lash Set. So you get 8 pairs. I used these ones, which are either, I can't really tell if you read it like this way is what's on this side, or if it's this and then this side. I can't tell. So it's either kitten or wifey. It's one of them, but it's the one on this side here, on the, as you're looking at it, the left hand side. Very confusing, but anyway, that's the pair I have on, and I do quite like them because they're nice and full, very wispy. They have a little bit of a thicker band than I tend to like, but that's fine, we move on. For skin then, my bronzer is actually something I haven't used in a while, but I want to see if I still like it before my declutter comes up. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Light, and I do still quite like it. The scent, it's just, I like the scent. It's a bit much though, just for a bronzer. I don't think it's necessary. Anyway, I do quite like it. My blush then, I want something nice and soft and simple just to go with this look because there's a couple of contrasting shades going on here. I went in with my Benefit Dandelion blush, which is like a super soft pink, just to give enough colour to the cheeks. And then for my highlight, I went in with my Kaleidos Space Age highlighter in the shade Star Surfer, which is the soft pink one. So just give a little bit of a pink sheen across the cheeks. And then for lips, I don't think I've actually used this colour yet, but I went a little bit deeper than I probably would normally with this eye. In this kind of tone, I'd actually either go really, really dark, or I would usually go pale nude. But this kind of wanted something with a little bit of colour in it. I wanted something a little bit on the odd side. So I went in with the Kaleidos Cloud Lab Lip Clay. I always have to say it in a rhythm because it's a hard one to say. In the shade Dunes. It's not part of their newest set, like the winter kind of set that they came out with. This came out with the Apple collection. Yeah, so that's that one. But yeah, I really, really like it. It's coming out darker on camera, but I actually really like it in real life. Okay, so that is it. That is our 2 looks, 1 palette using the Nomad Féte De Provence, as I have been saying it. It's a really nice palette, really nice. Not what I expected from Nomad's formula though, compared to what I've heard about their formula. I kind of expected a little bit more, I'm not gonna lie. I really love these. I love the yellows. This purple is what's kind of and this red, I wish it was, they're the two that kind of don't stand out as well to me, but maybe I just need to try it with a different base. Who knows? We'll see. And maybe it's just because this is a softer palette and it's this supposed to be soft, breezy kind of palette. Maybe that's why, but I still like it. I still love all the looks I came up with. I still really like this look. It's just maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just I had my hopes up here. Maybe they're just like, they're just here, maybe, who knows. But I have another palette from them coming up later on in the year that maybe will determine if I really like their formula or not. I think it will though, because I think I'm going to really like that palette. So I want to know down in the comments below which look was your favourite between this one, the first one, and the first impressions. If you haven't watched it, go watch it because it's already live on my channel. I think my first impressions is probably still my favourite, with this being a close second. And then look number 1 being a third out of the 3. That's just the way I kind of feel. I really, really loved it when I did that first impressions. I loved that look. So that's probably my favourite. So let me know yours down below. And let me know what you think of this palette. And let me know if this palette is the usual Nomad formula, or if I just kind of it's that kind of style of palette and maybe the others are a little bit stronger to what I'm more used to. If you did like this video, give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support, to get me around to more people, and also let me know that you like the video, and I will continue to do many more. And don't forget to subscribe down below to see many more things coming up, to see that other Nomad palette coming up soon, and so many more palettes. Like, I'm filming today, filming tomorrow, I'm filming on all my days off pretty much that I can get through, to try and keep myself ahead of myself. So if, let's say, I got sick, like I had a cold and I couldn't, or I hadn't got the energy, or I just had an off day, didn't really feel like doing anything, or I'm in work and I don't get time because I work full time as well, I have time to do so. So hit subscribe down below to see all those things coming up. And as I said in the beginning, my Instagram is linked down below, where I post all the up close eye pictures, full face pictures, and my TikTok is down there as well, where I'll have all fun, weird transitions for different things. And I'm kind of thinking of doing, like, I've done tutorials on it, but they're kind of just like with music. I'm kind of thinking of doing like talking tutorials, do like a part 1, part 2 kind of thing of like skin, then eyes, that kind of vibe. So let me know what you think of that idea down below as well. So I think that is everything from me, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.